All right, today's video, I'm taking a little inspiration from Homer from Basement Figs and Dave Scirocco from What the Fig Facebook group. Dave just posted how he cut a tree just like this in half and put it into 2 pots. So I figured I have this Uncle Corky's Honey Delight, and you can see it's got 2 main stems. And if you watched my video on shaping trees, I make a compelling argument for just doing a single stem. So it's time to follow my own advice and go ahead and make 2 trees out of this. So Uncle Corky's is a pretty popular honey fig. So let's make 2 trees out of this. All right. I think Homer used a hacksaw, and I'm going to use reciprocating saw or a Sawzall. But as anybody who knows anything about tools, if you see a handyman or contractor show up to your home to do any work and they have lime green colored tools, send them away and get somebody else with different colored tools. So if you know what I'm talking about, then you know your tools. All right, so I'm just going to pull this out and let's look at the roots. All right, looks pretty well established in there. So it's a very delicate scientific method. You just hacksaw, you just Sawzall right in between all the way down, and we should be fine. We'll just put each one in their own pot, straighten them up, we'll be good to go. 2 trees. All right, here goes nothing. Well, there you go. You can see, and this was just like Dave showed in his posting he made today on What the Fig. It goes all the way down, and you're splitting this directly in half, but half the roots are over here and half the roots are over here. So I'll pot these up and see if anything happens to the leaves, see if it goes into some major shock. We'll see if it dies, but I think it's just going to roots are going to fill out, and it's going to be great. I'm going to have 2 trees. So let's get to potting these up. And I'm using 5-gallon grow bags. So these bags, it's not like a hard plastic, so the roots aren't going to circle. At least that's the theory. So we'll see how this plant does, how this tree does in here. I'm going to try to right it up like this. It's a little tricky, but I think that should work. It doesn't have to be exactly in the center. It'd be nice, but it doesn't have to be. All right, so I'm going to try to balance it so it's not sticking off to the side here. And I'm just using, I didn't make a potting mix. I'm just using some Miracle Grow potting mix. Added just a little bit of perlite. One thing to think about for these grow bags is that they dry out a lot faster. So if you're used to watering on a schedule with a bunch of pots and then you have a grow bag, pay attention to how light it gets between watering. Water it thoroughly, pick it up, feel how heavy it is, and then pay attention to how the air or the water dissipates in a grow bag. likely to be faster than in a plastic pot, everything else being equal. There we go. Still a little lopsided. So, as you can see, I'm going to stand it up like this. We'll see. So you could certainly have air layered one of these off. Might be a little less traumatic on the plant, but it'll be interesting to see if the plant has any adverse reaction to being cut like this. You know, ideally you would do this while the plant is still dormant and the roots have not woken up. But I thought about it, but I just hadn't gotten around to it. So there's only so much you can do between babysitting cuttings and getting tomato seedlings and pepper seedlings ready. You can only do so much. So we'll see. From what I understand, Uncle Corky's Honey Delight is known for its breva as well. So you want to think about that when you're shaping your tree. But ultimately, if you shape it using single leader method and balancing it out, for just a common tree, shaping for breva is going to be pretty much the same. Okay, there we go. We took one tree, kind of shaped in a V, cut it right down in between. You saw how it was just basically a cross section all the way down. Just use the reciprocating saw. So you can use a hacksaw, just about anything. You know, butcher knife, kitchen knife, that's not going to work, but these are pretty nice, probably $99. Ryobi, this is a house brand at I think Home Depot. So it's going to be more on the consumer side. And then Lowe's has a blue cobalt. So anyway, that's the inside joke for home repair folks. All right, water these in. All right, so these grew the first year. Just kind of started with two main trunks, and I just let it go. I didn't do the single leader method for these two, and here we are. Now I have two trees. So you obviously can switch up what you're doing, and don't have to follow all the rules all the time. Tinker around, and you could have just, I could have kept it in that pot or a bigger pot. Probably would have been better at this point. This is the second year. This is the first year cutting last year. So a bigger pot, and just kept it like the V. It's, you know, that doesn't mean it's broken. So splitting these up. Now I have 2 perfectly good trees, if they don't die, but yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. This should be fine, and I'll post a little update in a couple, 2-3 weeks, and we'll see if they're still alive. I'm sure they will be. All right, thanks a lot. Hit subscribe. I'll do more videos. This is something fun to do. Don't be afraid to do it. And this is going to take a little shaping. I'm going to put a little more compost or some soil on top of here because I have some roots exposed. But it balanced out pretty well, and certainly would balance out even easier with the bigger pot. But these grow bags are 5-gallon grow bags, and so it's about the same. So that's like a 3-gallon if you compare it to just a 5-gallon bucket. All right, thanks a lot, folks. Hit subscribe, and be back with more videos. Got a lot to show, a lot happening in the spring here, and a lot of fun stuff. And we'll have more videos, and we'll grow some good figs together. Thanks a lot.